You are not on our level. Those words hit me like a punch to the chest. But what happened next? Nobody saw it coming. Not even me. Let me take you back to that night. The night that changed everything. My name is Sloan Mercer. I'm 30 years old. I live in Chicago with my husband Cole's family. Cole works in London as a lawyer. He's been gone for 4 months now. I always believed in one thing. Help others and good will come back to you. My heart was big. My faith was simple. I helped people because it felt right. Not because I wanted something back. But that night tested everything I believed in. It was a Friday evening in October. We're going to the Velvet Crown tonight, my mother-in-law Vivian announced. The Velvet Crown was the fanciest restaurant in Chicago, where rich people went to see and be seen, where a single meal cost more than most people's rent. Oh, that sounds lovely, I said, smiling. I was washing dishes in the kitchen. My hands were wet and soapy. Vivian looked at me like I had said something wrong. Who said you were coming? My smile faded. I thought it was a family dinner. It is a family dinner. For real family. Those words stung. But I kept quiet. I always kept quiet. My father-in-law, Gerald, walked in. He was adjusting his gold watch. The car is ready. Let's go. Derek, my brother-in-law, was fixing his hair in the hallway mirror. He worked in finance. Always bragged about his money. I hope they have good wine tonight. I need to relax after closing that big deal. His brother Jared laughed. You deserve it, bro. We all do. Their sister Elise came down the stairs. She looked like a model. Perfect makeup. Perfect dress. Perfect everything. Are we taking 2 cars? She asked. No need, Vivian said. She looked at me with cold eyes. Some people can stay home. My heart sank. But then Gerald spoke up. Oh, come on, Vivian. She's part of the family too. Thank goodness, I thought. Someone was standing up for me. Fine, Vivian said through gritted teeth. She can come. But she rides in the back. I didn't care where I sat. I was just happy to be included. We all piled into Gerald's black Mercedes. It was a big car, but with 6 people, it felt crowded. I sat in the very back, squeezed between shopping bags and Elisa's extra purse. The drive to the Velvet Crown took 20 minutes. The whole time, they talked about business. About money. About people I didn't know. Nobody asked me how my day was. Nobody asked me anything. When we pulled up to the restaurant, my jaw dropped. The Velvet Crown looked like a palace. Red carpet at the entrance. Gold doors. Valet parking. Rich people walking in wearing clothes that cost more than my car. Wow, I whispered. It's beautiful. Of course it is, Derek said. Only the best for the Mercer family. Gerald handed his keys to the valet. Everyone started getting out of the car. I reached for the door handle. That's when Vivian's voice stopped me cold. Wait, everyone froze. Vivian turned around in her seat. Her eyes were like ice. You are not on our level, she said slowly. Each word felt like a knife. If we take you inside, we'll be embarrassed in front of society. My heart started racing. What do you mean? I mean you don't belong in there. Look at you. Look at us. We're different classes of people. I looked down at my clothes. I was wearing a simple emerald green dress. Nothing fancy. But it was clean. It was nice. It was the best I had. Be grateful my son even married you, Vivian continued. Her voice was getting louder. Otherwise, who would have? A nobody from nowhere with no money and no class. Tears started forming in my eyes. But I blinked them back. Mom, Derek said quietly. Maybe that's a bit harsh. Harsh? It's reality, she snapped. We have a reputation to maintain. We can't have her dragging us down. Gerald looked uncomfortable. But he didn't say anything. He never stood up to his wife. Elise was checking her reflection in her phone. She didn't seem to care what was happening. Jared was the worst. He actually laughed. Mom's right. This is a high-class place. They probably have a dress code. I felt so small. So worthless. Like I was nothing. Please, I whispered. I'll sit at a different table. I won't bother you. I just want to have dinner with my family. My family, Vivian corrected. Not yours. Never yours. She got out of the car. The others followed. One by one, they walked away, leaving me alone in the back seat. Through the window, I watched them enter the restaurant. The hostess greeted them with big smiles. They were escorted to their table like royalty. And there I was, sitting in a car, outside, like a dog. I sat there for what felt like hours. It was probably only 10 minutes, but it felt like forever. People walked past the car. Rich couples, businessmen, society ladies, all dressed in expensive clothes, all going into the restaurant where my family was eating without me. I thought about calling an Uber, going home, hiding in my room and crying. But something stopped me. Maybe it was pride. Maybe it was stubbornness. Maybe I just didn't want to give up. So I waited. I watched people come and go. I listened to their laughter, their conversations, their joy. I felt like I was watching life through a window. Never really part of it. But Cole loved me. At least I thought he did. When he was here, he protected me. He stood up to his mother. But Cole was in London. And I was alone, sitting in a car, outside a restaurant, feeling like the loneliest person in the world. That's when everything changed. I was staring at my hands when I heard a tap on the window. I looked up and saw a man in a black suit. He had kind eyes and a concerned expression. I rolled down the window. "Excuse me, ma'am," he said politely. "Are you all right?" "I'm fine," I lied. "Just waiting for someone." He looked at me more carefully. His eyes suddenly went wide like he had seen a ghost. "Wait a minute," he said slowly. Are you Sloan?" I was shocked. "How did you know my name?" "Yes," I said carefully. "Do I know you?" A huge smile spread across his face. "Ma'am, I'm Grayson Johnson. I'm the manager of the Velvet Crown, and you saved our restaurant." My mind was spinning. What was he talking about? "I think you have me confused with someone else," I said. No, he said excitedly. "There's no mistake. You're the lady who helped us 2 years ago. When we were about to close down, you gave us ideas for our interior design. You suggested our special offers. You even invested your own money when no one else would." Then it hit me. I remembered, 2 years ago I was walking past this place. It was different then, smaller, struggling. The paint was peeling. The windows were dirty. There was a "for sale" sign out front. I saw the owner sitting outside. He looked so sad, so defeated. I stopped and talked to him. His name was Roberto. He was from Italy. He had put his life savings into this restaurant, but it wasn't working. I felt sorry for him, so I helped. I gave him ideas to make the place more beautiful. I helped him create special deals to attract customers. And yes, I gave him some money. Not much, just $5,000. It was most of my savings. I never expected anything back. I just wanted to help. "But this place looks completely different," I said to Grayson. "Exactly. Your ideas worked." Roberto expanded. He hired designers. He hired more staff. He turned this into the most successful restaurant in Chicago. All because of you. I couldn't believe it. That little struggling restaurant had become the Velvet Crown. "Ma'am," Grayson said, "why are you sitting out here? Your VIP table is waiting for you." "My what?" "Roberto always keeps the best table reserved for you, just in case you ever come back. He's been hoping to thank you properly for 2 years. I started crying. Not sad tears, happy tears, amazed tears. "But I'm not dressed for a place like this," I said. Grayson looked at me like I was crazy. "Ma'am, you could come here in pajamas, and you'd still be our most important guest." He opened the car door. "Please, let me take you inside." Grayson walked me to the front door. Other staff members saw us coming. They started whispering excitedly. "Is that her?" I heard someone say, "The lady who saved us?" Said another, "She's back." Said a third, "I felt like I was in a dream. This couldn't be real." We walked through the golden doors. The inside of the restaurant was breathtaking. Crystal chandeliers, white marble floors, red velvet chairs. Fresh flowers everywhere, it was like stepping into a fairy tale. All the diners looked up as we entered. I saw my in-laws at a corner table. Their mouths fell open when they saw me. Vivian's face went white. Derek choked on his wine. Elise dropped her fork. Grayson led me through the restaurant. Every step felt like walking on clouds. "Ladies and gentlemen," Grayson announced loudly. His voice carried through the whole restaurant. "I'd like you to meet someone very special. This is the lady who saved the Velvet Crown." Everyone started clapping. I had never felt so overwhelmed in my life. "When our restaurant was failing," Grayson continued, "when we were about to lose everything, this beautiful soul came to us. She didn't know us, we didn't know her. But she helped us anyway. She gave us ideas, she gave us hope. She gave us money when banks wouldn't. The reason this restaurant exists today is because of her generous heart." The applause got louder. I saw people turning to look at me with admiration, with respect. I felt like I was floating. That's when I heard a familiar voice behind me. "Madonna mia. Is it really you?" I turned around, there was Roberto, but he looked so different. 2 years ago he was thin and tired. Now he was healthy and glowing. He wore an expensive suit. His hair was perfectly styled. But his smile was the same, warm, genuine kind. "Roberto," I said. I couldn't help but smile. He rushed over and hugged me in front of everyone like I was family. "My angel," he said with tears in his eyes. "You came back to me." "I didn't even know this was your restaurant," I said. "It's so different, so beautiful. Because of you," he said. "Everything good that happened to me started with your kindness." He turned to face the entire restaurant. "This woman," he said loudly, "she is the reason we are all here tonight. When I was ready to give up, she gave me hope. When I had no money, she invested in my dream. When I had no ideas, she shared hers. She asked for nothing in return, nothing." More applause. I was crying now. Happy tears streaming down my face. Roberto took my hand. "Come, your table is waiting." He started leading me toward the VIP section. The area with the red carpet. The area where only the most important people sat. As we walked past my in-laws' table, Roberto stopped. "Ah," he said, looking at them. "Who are these people? Friends of yours?" I looked at Vivian. Her face was still white as paper. She looked like she wanted to disappear. "They're my family," I said quietly. "My in-laws." Roberto's eyebrows went up. "Your in-laws? But why didn't they bring you in with them?" The whole restaurant went quiet. Everyone was listening. I took a deep breath. This was my moment, my chance to finally speak the truth. "They said I wasn't on their level," I said. My voice was soft, but everyone could hear. "They said if they brought me inside, they would be embarrassed in front of society. They said I wasn't classy enough." The silence in the restaurant was deafening. Roberto's face changed. His kind expression turned to shock, then to anger. "They said what?" Roberto's voice boomed through the restaurant. I could see other diners shaking their heads. Some looked disgusted, others looked sad for me. Roberto walked over to the Mercer family table. His face was serious now. "Let me understand this," he said to Vivian. "This woman who saved my restaurant, who has a heart of gold, who is rich in both generosity and wisdom, you think she's not classy enough?" Vivian tried to speak, but no words came out. "You should be honored," Roberto continued, his voice getting louder. "Honored to have such a daughter-in-law. She has more class in her little finger than most people have in their whole body." Derek tried to jump in. "Look, sir, I think there's been a misunderstanding." "No misunderstanding," Roberto cut him off. "Your family left this beautiful woman sitting in a car, like she was garbage, while you came in here acting like you own the place?" Gerald finally found his voice. "We didn't mean any disrespect. We just thought—" "You thought wrong," Roberto said firmly. "This woman is a VIP guest here. Forever, she always has been. You want to know why? Because she has something you clearly don't understand. Real class, real heart, real character." I watched my in-laws' faces. They all looked mortified. Elise was hiding behind her menu. Jared was staring at his plate. Derek was fidgeting with his napkin. But Vivian looked angry, like this was all somehow my fault. "We have money," she said defiantly. "We have status. We have reputation." Roberto laughed. But it wasn't a happy laugh, it was a sad laugh. "You have money," he agreed, "but you don't have what she has. You don't have kindness, you don't have compassion. You don't have the ability to see someone struggling and help them without asking for anything back." He gestured around the restaurant. "All of this exists because of her. The jobs for my 50 employees exist because of her. The joy that hundreds of customers feel here every night exists because of her." The entire restaurant started applauding again. This time louder than before. Roberto turned back to me. "Come, my dear. Let me show you to your table. The table that's always reserved for you." Roberto led me to the most beautiful table in the restaurant. It was on a raised platform with red carpet, crystal glasses, gold-rimmed plates, fresh orchids in the center. It was like a throne for a queen. Grayson pulled out my chair. 2 waiters appeared with warm towels and sparkling water. "Tonight, everything is on the house," Roberto announced. "Our finest wine, our best dishes, nothing is too good for our guardian angel." I felt overwhelmed. "Roberto, this is too much. I can't." "You can and you will," he said with a smile. "For 2 years I've dreamed of this moment, of thanking you properly, of showing you what your kindness created." He sat down across from me. "Tell me about your life. How have you been? Are you happy?" For the first time in months, someone was actually interested in Emmy, not just tolerating me, not just putting up with me, actually caring about me as a person. I told him about Cole working in London, about feeling lonely, about trying to fit in with his family. "And they treat you badly?" Roberto asked. His face was concerned. "Sometimes," I admitted. "They don't think I'm good enough." Roberto shook his head sadly. "They're fools, complete fools. You know what I see when I look at you?" "What?" I asked. "I see an angel. A person who changes lives just by being herself. A person who makes the world better." I started crying again. When was the last time someone had said something so kind to me? "Don't cry, beautiful," Roberto said gently. "Tonight is for celebrating. Tonight is for joy." He signaled to the band. They started playing soft, beautiful music. "Ladies and gentlemen," Roberto announced to the restaurant again, "I want to tell you a story. A story about how one person's kindness can change everything." Roberto stood up and addressed the entire restaurant. Everyone stopped eating to listen. "2 years ago I was broken," he began. "My little restaurant was failing. I was about to lose everything. My dream was dying." He paused and looked at me. Then this woman walked by. She saw me sitting outside, looking defeated. She could have kept walking, most people did. The restaurant was completely silent. Even my in-laws were listening. But not her. She stopped. She asked what was wrong. I told her my story. "And you know what she did?" Roberto's voice got emotional. "She spent 3 hours with me. 3 hours of her life for a stranger. She looked at my restaurant and saw potential where I saw failure. She gave me ideas that changed everything." He gestured around the beautiful dining room. "The color scheme? Her idea. The special wine pairings. Her suggestion. The romantic lighting? Her design." People were murmuring with amazement. I felt so proud and embarrassed at the same time. "But that's not all," Roberto continued. "When I told her I needed money to make these changes, and the banks had all said no, you know what she did?" He looked directly at my in-laws. "She went to her car. She came back with a check. $5,000. Her savings. Money she had worked hard for. She gave it to a complete stranger." Gasps from around the restaurant, even from the Mercer table. I asked her why. Why would she help someone she didn't know? "You know what she said?" Roberto's voice was soft now. Everyone leaned in to hear. She said, "Because everyone deserves a chance to follow their dreams. And because helping others is what makes life beautiful." There wasn't a dry eye in the restaurant. Even the tough-looking businessman at table 6 was wiping his eyes. That $5,000 became $50,000 when I got investors excited by her ideas. That $50,000 became $500,000 when the restaurant took off. that 500,000 became this empire you see today. Roberto spread his arms wide. 15 locations across the country. 500 employees. Millions in revenue. All because one woman chose kindness over indifference. The applause was thunderous now. People were standing up, cheering. Roberto held up his hand for quiet. But the most beautiful part of this story. When I tried to pay her back, with interest, she refused. She said the success of the restaurant was payment enough. More cheers. More applause. I looked over at my in-laws. They all looked stunned. Like they couldn't believe what they were hearing. Vivian's face had gone from white to red. She looked angry and embarrassed at the same time. Roberto returned to our table. The waiters brought course after course of the most delicious food I'd ever tasted. Just then, Grayson appeared at our table. He looked nervous. "Mr. Roberto," he said quietly. "The lady at table 7 would like to speak with you." Table 7, that was where my in-laws were sitting. "Tell her I'm busy," Roberto said without looking up. "She says it's about the lady you're dining with." Roberto's face darkened. "What about her?" "She says there's been a misunderstanding. She says they're family and they want to make things right." I looked over. Vivian was watching us. When our eyes met, she quickly looked away. Roberto stood up. "I'll handle this." "Please," I said, grabbing his arm. "Don't make a scene. They're still my family." "Family doesn't treat family the way they treated you," Roberto said, but his voice was gentle. "Don't worry. I won't embarrass them, but they need to understand something." He walked over to their table. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I could see their faces. They all looked uncomfortable. After a few minutes, Roberto came back. He was smiling, but it wasn't a happy smile. "What did you say?" I asked. "I told them the truth. That they owe you an apology. A big one. And that they're welcome to come over and give it to you properly." "Roberto, you didn't have to." "Yes, I did. You've been kind to them for years. They've been cruel to you. Someone needs to stand up for you." I felt a warmth in my chest. When was the last time someone had protected me like this? A few minutes later, I saw them getting up from their table. All 5 of them, walking toward us. My heart started beating faster. This could go very well or very badly. Vivian reached our table first. Her face was still red, but now she looked more embarrassed than angry. "Sloane," she said quietly, We need to talk." Roberto gestured to the empty chairs at our table. "Please sit." They all sat down. The atmosphere was tense. Gerald spoke first. "We owe you an apology. A big one." "We had no idea," Derek added. "About what you did." "About who you are," Elise nodded. We thought you were just what?" Roberto asked. His voice was sharp. "Just ordinary," Elise finished weakly. "She is ordinary," Roberto said. "Ordinary people don't give their life savings to strangers. Ordinary people don't spend hours helping someone they just met. Ordinary people don't create business empires through pure kindness." He looked at each of them. "She's extraordinary, and you've been too blind to see it." Vivian finally spoke. Her voice was small, defeated. "I was wrong," she said. She couldn't look me in the eyes. "I was wrong about everything." This was the first time in 3 years that Vivian had admitted being wrong about anything. The table went quiet. Everyone was waiting to see what I would say. I thought about all the hurt they had caused me, all the times they made me feel small, all the nights I cried myself to sleep because of their words. I had every right to be angry, every right to reject their apology, every right to make them feel as bad as they had made me feel. But that wasn't who I was. "I forgive you," I said simply. Everyone at the table looked shocked, even Roberto. "You forgive us?" Jared asked. "Just like that?" "Just like that," I confirmed. "Holding on to anger hurts me more than it hurts you. I'd rather choose forgiveness." Vivian started crying. Real tears, not fake ones. "How can you be so kind?" she asked. "After everything we did to you?" "Because that's who I am," I said. "It's who I've always been. It's who I'll always be." Roberto reached over and squeezed my hand. "This woman is a treasure. She's rare, she's precious. If you're smart, you'll never take her for granted again." Gerald nodded. "You're right. Completely right, Sloan, I promise you. Things will be different from now on. We all promise, Elise added. Roberto smiled. Now this is a happy ending, but the night wasn't over yet. There was one more surprise coming. As we were all talking and laughing together for the first time ever, Grayson appeared again. Excuse me, he said to me. There's a phone call for you. A phone call? Here? I was confused. Grayson handed me his phone. It's from London. My heart stopped. London, that meant Cole? I said into the phone, Sloan. Baby. Oh my God, are you okay? Cole? Why are you? Roberto called me, Cole said. His voice sounded excited and angry at the same time. He told me what happened tonight. He told me what my family did to you. I looked over at Roberto. He winked at me. Cole, it's okay, I said. Everything worked out. Your family apologized. We're all good now. No, it's not okay, Cole said firmly. What they did was not okay. Leaving you in the car. Saying you weren't good enough. That's not okay. I could hear the hurt in his voice. The anger. I'm flying home tomorrow, he said. I'm done with this London job. I'm done being away from you. I'm done leaving you to deal with my family alone. Tears started flowing down my face. Happy tears. But your job. My job doesn't matter if I lose you, Cole said. You matter, you're what's important. You're my everything. Everyone at the table could hear his voice. They were all listening with amazement. I love you, Sloan, Cole continued. I love your kindness. I love your heart. I love that you see good in everyone, even when they don't deserve it. I love you too, I whispered. Put Roberto on the phone, Cole said. I handed the phone to Roberto. Hello? Cole, Roberto said with a smile. Your wife is amazing. You're a lucky man. I couldn't hear Cole's response, but Roberto laughed. Yes, I'll take good care of her until you get here. Don't worry. He handed the phone back to me. Sloan, Cole said. I want you to know something. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be married to you. I'm proud of who you are. Thank you, I said through my tears. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you too. I hung up and looked around the table. Everyone was smiling, even Vivian. Your husband sounds like a good man, Roberto said. He is, I agreed. He really is. Cole came home the next day, just like he promised. He quit his London job and found work in Chicago so he could be with me. The Mercer family kept their promise too. They treated me with respect, with kindness, with love. Vivian and I actually became close, real close. She started asking for my advice on everything. She said I had wisdom she never recognized before. Derek asked me to help him with his business. Jared started calling me sis, instead of just tolerating me. Elise and I went shopping together and became real friends. Gerald told everyone who would listen about his amazing daughter-in-law who saved a restaurant. With Roberto's money, Cole and I bought our own house. A beautiful place with a garden where I could grow flowers, but the best part? I started a foundation, a charity that helps struggling small businesses. Just like Roberto's restaurant. That night at the Velvet Crown taught me something important. You never know how your small acts of kindness will come back to bless you. But they will, they always do. You just have to believe. You just have to keep being kind. Sometimes the people who seem the most ordinary turn out to be the most extraordinary. Sometimes the people others look down on end up being the ones who shine the brightest.